What are you doing with the hardest thing that you've been through? Someone that I care a lot about is walking through grief right now as she's grieving her marriage. She's going through a divorce. And we were talking about it recently, and I asked her how she was doing. She was describing to me all of the grief that she's feeling from this loss. And she told me that she is using it to enlarge her heart. Those were the words that she used. Using it. It really got me because she's not surviving it. She's not waiting for it to pass so that she can get back to normal. She is using this situation on purpose for something specific to make more room in herself for other people. Gosh, it just says so much about her as a human. She is one of the most grounded people I know in the middle of hard things. And this is such a good example of that. I've been thinking about it because what if we all related to our own hard experiences that same way? I mean, think about what we often do. We get through the hard experience. We recover. We tell ourselves we've grown, and maybe we have. But growth is something that happens to us. It's a different thing than growth you are aiming towards, like she is. She is aiming her growth, and she's aiming it outward, thinking about who she can help. Yeah, and as she was talking to me, it definitely hit on something within me that I don't think I've allowed myself to feel. I've been divorced for a couple of years, and just a few weeks ago, I was suddenly overwhelmed with sadness. I'd gotten a text from my ex-stepdaughter, and suddenly I felt so sad, not because I missed the relationship that I was in with him, but I miss the possibilities. I'm still grieving the vision that I had that isn't going to happen with lots of relationships involved. So I'm not saying any of this from the other side of something. I am in it too. And so my friend's line is what I'm holding on to right now. Using it to enlarge my heart, build empathy, build connection. So here's the leadership reflection in this story. Your experiences are the raw material of your leadership. And whether they become capacity or just history depends on what you decide to do with them. So the question worth asking is not what have I been through? It's what am I using it for? Where am I aiming it? And you may need to answer that more than once, because I don't think this is a decision you make one time and then it necessarily sticks. My friend didn't say her grief enlarged her heart, past tense, finished. She said she's using it to, present tense, ongoing right now, still happening on the days it's hard. And there is a practical leadership piece here too, for right now. If you are leading while carrying something heavy, you don't owe your team the details, and you shouldn't hand them your grief to carry. But you do owe them the truth that something's going on because they can already tell. And what they invent to explain it is almost always worse than what is actually going on. They'll decide that they did something, or the business is in trouble, or that you've checked out on them. So you could say something as simple as, I am carrying something personal right now. It isn't about you or this work. I'll tell you if I need anything. That gives people an enormous amount of relief. And it does something else. It shows the people watching you that you can be honest about being human and still be steady, just like my friend is. But most of us have never seen that modeled. And many people are waiting for permission. What my friend gave me is a way to think about the whole thing that isn't about getting past the hurt. Her heart is going to be bigger because of what she's walking through. That is not a consolation prize. It is the whole point. She is making it the whole point. Gosh, I love her for that. So my question for you this week, what have you been through that you haven't put to use yet? And what would it look like to aim it somewhere on purpose? You get to decide what to do with it. What a great way to take care of yourself and ultimately each other.